tackle saves!
Come on, England! Like it's not going to happen. Cleared out twice. Good morning, and welcome back to another page in my diary. Thanks for joining me. Back on the river, back on the Spate River. This is my second session on the river since the new season started. The first day was a bit of a disaster. I was a lot further upstream. The water over the last few weeks, to be honest, has been very, very low, and it was incredibly clear. I could see the bottom 3/4 of the way across the river where I was fishing, and that just doesn't inspire confidence, personally speaking. However, that all changed in the last day or so. A hell of a lot of rain, just about everywhere in the north of England yesterday. The river's up 1/2 metre overnight, a lot of colour in it, and there's another 1/2 metre to come today, during today, so one could say conditions are about as good as you can get. Now whether I can convert those conditions into a fish, I've no idea. Only time will tell. Let's see how we get on. I've been so far 3 hours in, and the only excitement of a kind was my right hand rod, which was fishing in the main flow, has been cleared out twice by rubbish coming down the river. So I've moved both. I've got both rods now fishing the near side crease. Baits, well, the downstream rod is garlic meat, and the upstream rod is pellet, both rods with a ground bait feeder stuffed full of ground bait and hemp and pellet. As I say, no signs of life so far. Plenty of time though, so not quite panicking yet. Right, those of you that follow my videos on a regular basis will know that I very carefully avoid trying to do tutorials or tackle reviews under normal circumstances, simply because I don't feel qualified enough to be able to do that. However, I have one thing I'd like to share with you, and this is maybe something you already all know about, but particularly those of you that fish rivers, you'll have all been stuck with a swim which is dangerous in simple terms. A slippery bank, a flooded river and a slippery bank just are a recipe for a tragedy, to be honest. But we've all been there, we've all done it, we've all had a skate and a slide, and under those sort of circumstances for years now I've resorted to, and I suspect rather like yourselves, resorted to the old ground anchor, dog anchor, and a length of knotted rope. Thankfully, I've never had to avail myself of that solution, which, let's face it, is a sort of last resort tactic. Well, a little while ago, I came across something on the internet, as you do. These things, crampons. Now, when I was watching the video on YouTube, the guy was using them for climbing up an icy slope, which I suspect is what they were intended for. But it did occur to me that that might be a solution to the, or an alternative even, to the length of knotted rope. So I brought them with me today to give them a try out. And to be honest with you, they're bloody effective. As long as you remember that you can't turn round by spinning on the ball of your foot. You've got to pick your feet up, basically. They do seem to be very effective, and they're not expensive, and they're not heavy to carry. I mean, how many times have you been loading yourself up with gear out of the boot of the car on the way to the river, and got to the ground anchor and knotted rope and thought, bloody hell, that's heavy, and that rope's bulky, I'm not going to bother with that, I'll leave it in the boot of the car. Fat lot of use it is there. With these, frankly, as I say, not heavy, don't take up much room, and frankly, work. Just a thought for you. Well, 3 hours to go, and it begins to look like it's not going to happen. I tried moving the upstream rod and putting the bait across in the cover next to the far bank, and it lasted about 5 minutes before a tree branch cleared it out again. So I'm back to fishing both rods along the near side crease, but as I say, I'm beginning to have my doubts now. The forecast got it well wrong as well. It was supposed to be quite heavy cloud cover all day today, and currently it's extremely warm and very sunny, so that's probably not working in our favour either. Don't know what to do next. Well, into the last hour now, and I've definitely got the feeling that it's just not gonna happen. As you never know, but if it was gonna happen, I would have thought by now it would have done it. At least the sun's gone in now, so it doesn't feel quite so vicious, and there's always hope. Well, that's it. It didn't happen. I thought I was rock on for a bite today, but oh shit, the other rod's away. Yes, now it. No, 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 no! I don't believe it. Nightmare. It's first of all, it's put me in a snag, and it's gone, whatever it was. I better switch the camera off because there's going to be some rural English any minute now. Right then, well on the way home now. I've shifted all the bile necessary, and the frustration levels have settled somewhat. I think I said I thought it was right for a bite today. The conditions just seemed okay and right for a bite. Turned out I was right, but for it to end the way it did, it's a sort of final insult really. Very disappointed, I have to say. No idea what it was. Most likely a chub on that stretch, but it wasn't to be, so there we go. Let's just hope the England footballers can cheer me up tonight. It worked last time, so come on England. See you soon.
Going around them all, and Sterling down in the box. It is a penalty for England. Sterling has done that all night, and in the end he was just too tricky. Schmeichel saves. Kane is there to follow in. Wembley is alive and fun.